A 28-year-old former teacher, Andrew McGann, just pleaded not guilty to a brutal double homicide in Arkansas, while internet sleuths and police probe possible connections to unsolved murders nationwide, including whispers about the chilling Delphi case. So I'm Joseph Morris, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's dive into today's big update. On August 14th, 2025, Andrew stood in a Washington County courtroom, no cameras allowed, and entered a not guilty plea to 2 counts of capital murder for the July 26, 2025 killings of 43-year-old Clinton Brink and his 41-year-old wife, Kristen, at Devil's Den State Park. The only news report I could find highlighted how the court banned cameras, keeping the scene under wraps.
Let's take a look at the footage we got from the jail. There was a court order posted on the door prohibiting any form of recording in or around the courtroom. The window on the door leading into the courtroom was covered with black paper, and the TV that McGann's very first hearing was broadcast on was never turned on. When the defense left the courtroom, they refused to answer any questions. Washington County Prosecutor Brandon Carter was inside the courtroom. He confirms to us that the arraignment was held as scheduled, but he did not offer a reasoning for why the arraignment was not available for public viewing, and says that decision was up to Washington County Circuit Judge Joanna Taylor. I was finally able to get through to Judge Joanna Taylor's office and asked what the reasoning is for why the court order to restrict viewing to the arraignment was placed. I was told that no information will be shared about ongoing cases, but according to Arkansas Code 1610-105, the sittings of every court shall be public. Arkansas Code also states a court must articulate and be specific as to why a courtroom has been closed to the public. As of now, I've received no reason as to why this arraignment was made private. I'm going to continue to ask questions today, and I've reached out to legal experts about the legality of this decision. I'm Bo Russell, 5 News.
Let me know what you guys think about that, because that definitely sounds like it's breaking some laws there about freedom of the press and freedom of speech. So prosecutors are pushing for the death penalty, backed by Andrew's confession and DNA evidence tying him to the crime. So Clinton and Kristen, new to Arkansas just 3 weeks, were hiking with their daughters, aged 7 and 9, deep in the woods of Devil's Den State Park, where there's no cell service, making it a perfect place to murder someone. In a completely random attack, Clinton was stabbed first, about a half-mile into the park. Kristen bravely got her girls to safety, guiding them toward a visitor center, but then returned to help her husband. Tragically, she was stabbed to death too. Both parents trying to protect their daughters. Dying heroes. A hiker found the girls alone, then followed a blood trail to their parents' bodies. Witnesses saw a man with blood on his face speeding off in a black Kia Stinger. On July 30th, police tracked that car to a Springsdale barbershop, catching Andrew mid-haircut. He confessed immediately, and cops found news articles about the murders in his home, like he was collecting mementos of his crime. Arkansas State Police Major Stacy Rose says they're still searching for a motive, while prosecutor Brandon Carter insists they've got the right guy. Andrew's defense argues he's innocent until proven guilty, with his next court date set for November 14th, 2025. Carter warns this death penalty case could take years. So let's peel back Andrew's creepy past. He was an elementary school teacher moving between Texas and Oklahoma. In spring 2023 at Donald Elementary in Flower Mound, Texas, parents raised concerns about his strange behavior. Andrew played tag only with little girls at recess, gave them candy and prizes, and arranged special classroom lunches just for them. One parent claimed he told a student he wished she could be his girlfriend. I mean, that's some serious predator vibes. He was placed on leave for classroom management issues, then resigned in May 2023. He taught at Broken Arrow Public Schools in Oklahoma for 2023 to 2024, then Sand Springs until May 2025, before heading to Arkansas for a job, well, he never started. No charges came from those incidents, but it's a troubling pattern. Now here's where it gets really intense. Cops and online sleuths are exploring whether Andrew's linked to other unsolved murders. And I've been digging deep myself. So let's start with Indiana in 2017. On February 13th, 13-year-old Abigail Williams and 14-year-old Liberty German, known as Abby and Libby, were killed on the Monin High Bridge Trail in Delphi. Their throats were slashed, and a grainy video from Libby's phone showed a suspect, dubbed the Bridge Guy, described as a white male 5'6" to 5'10" with reddish-brown hair. 52-year-old Richard Allen was convicted in late 2024, sentenced to 130 years, with evidence like a bullet from his gun and multiple confessions. But some sleuths on X, with posts racking up hundreds of views, question Richard's guilt, claiming his confessions were coerced under harsh solitary confinement. Abby and Libby's bodies were also staged in leaked evidence photos in sort of like a ritualistic, almost satanic position. These sleuths are actually pointing to Andrew now, who was 20 in 2017, living in Illinois, not far from Indiana, with blonde reddish hair and a 5'10" height, loosely matching the sketch and description. Some speculate Andrew's motive in Devil's Den was to target the Brink girls, aligning with Delphi where 2 young girls were killed. But as of now, there's no official link, and Richard's conviction still stands. But the random trail attack and focus on young victims fuel the theory. Moving to Chicago in 2019, I found this case myself. The Park Bench murders on December 23rd in Chicago's Bunker Hill Forest Preserve, part of the Cook County Forest Preserves with hiking trails nearby. 40-year-old Carnell Sledge and 33-year-old Catherine Brown, longtime friends, were shot in the head while sitting on a bench in broad daylight. No witnesses, no arrests, and a $100,000 reward still stands, even featured on Netflix's Unsolved Mysteries. Chicago's close to Illinois, where Andrew grew up, and at the time he was 22, old enough to be involved. So it's not a stabbing, but the random nature feels similar to his Arkansas attack. No official link, but it's a chilling possibility. Next, let's look at Wisconsin in 2020. 24-year-old John Schmutzer was stabbed to death on October 14th on the Grottos Trail at Devil's Lake State Park. A random attack in daylight. Witnesses saw a white guy, 5'10" to 6 feet, in all black with a hood and backpack fleeing the scene. After Andrew's arrest, tips poured in about the similarities. Random stabbings, trail settings, and those eerie park names, Devil's Den and Devil's Lake. Sauk County cops are testing DNA from Arkansas, and Andrew has family ties to Wisconsin, like a relative at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Online chatter about a satanic connection due to the park's names is buzzing, but there's no evidence of rituals, just speculation. Then, in Vermont in 2023, 77-year-old Honoree Fleming was shot on a rail trail in Castleton. The suspect description, a white male, 20s, 5'10", red hair, dark t-shirt, black backpack, initially seemed to match Andrew. Vermont cops contacted Arkansas, but on August 7th, 2025, they ruled him out, citing no evidence he was in Vermont and his blonde reddish hair. So what's your take? Could Andrew be tied to Delphi, Wisconsin, or Chicago, or is it just wild speculation? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm dying to hear your theories. So in my opinion, Andrew's case is a dark puzzle that keeps getting weirder. From a shocking plea in Arkansas to possible ties across the country, his not guilty plea today seems bold with that confession and DNA evidence stacked against him. I mean, the teacher allegations favoring young girls, that girlfriend comment, are beyond creepy and suggest a sinister side. Kristen's bravery in saving her daughters only to be killed herself is absolutely heartbreaking, and it underscores the complete randomness of this tragedy. The Wisconsin case feels like the strongest potential link. The stabbing and family ties make it seem entirely plausible. The Chicago case I dug up is intriguing, but the shootings don't quite fit. And the Delphi speculation is definitely a long shot in my opinion. Richard's conviction has solid evidence, and Andrew's just a theory based on loose similarities. Justice for Clinton, Cristen, and their kids is critical. Those girls will carry this trauma forever, but rushing to the death penalty before exploring all possible connections feels premature. We need the full truth to know if Andrew's part of something much bigger. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe and leave a comment because I read every single one. Bye guys.